Are you feeling disappointed often in yourself or in others? How do you handle when you are feeling disappointed? See, I wanted to explore this further because if you've been watching and listening to PS Younger Self for a while, you know I'm really passionate about the topic of standards versus expectations and how our expectations always lead to disappointment. So before I share the 2 core ways that has helped me quell feelings of disappointment, I want to share with you what I discovered is 2 scientific perspectives of disappointment, the emotion of disappointment. So 1, the psychological perspective of disappointment is that disappointment is a secondary emotion, which means it is in response to one of our core primary emotion of sadness when our expectations are not met. By the way, you have to listen or watch here on the channel our recent episode with Dr. Glenn and Phyllis Hill, who helped us dive deeper into the science of emotions and how we can better understand, regulate, and interpret them so that we can forge deeper connections in all of our relationship dynamics. So number 2, the neurological perspective of disappointment or emotions is really the interaction between our cognitive processes, really trying to make predictions or meaning of the sensations we are experiencing in our body. Because, as you may know, humans really are meaning-making machines. So now before I go further into sharing those 2 core ways of how I've started to learn to quell feelings of disappointment, if you've gotten any value so far with this video, please hit that like button. It really helps with the algorithm. So the first way that has really helped me quell feelings of disappointment is to let go of all expectations. You're probably wondering, how the heck is that possible? Well, it is when you first understand that expectations are extrinsic to us and they are just our imaginary thoughts of how things should be, how someone should respond, how things should go a certain way because there are assumptions and attachment to an outcome. And as you know, we can never really control an outcome of anything, let alone anyone. And I really want to underscore that expectations are not standards. And you can set high standards for yourself and uphold them without having any expectations. And as you may know, if you've been following here, I am a huge advocate for setting high standards and upholding them without having any expectations. And if you're unclear of really what the difference is, if there's a difference, yes, there is, you will want to hang on after this video, and I will link to the video that explains clearly the difference between standards and expectations, how you can have and uphold those standards of yours without having expectations. So don't miss it. Number 2, shift and construct a new meaning to the experience you are having. This is precisely the reason why I wanted to understand the neurological perspective of emotions and share with you. If we understand this neurological perspective, we understand that our brain is just searching for meaning of the sensations we are experiencing. What does this mean? It means we have complete control over the meaning we put on the experience we are having. So let's take it a step further. Don't you often feel let down when you feel disappointed? Let down by yourself or let down by others when you're disappointed? But if we understand that we can shift this perspective and add a different meaning, construct a different meaning to the feelings, the sensations we are experiencing, we can shift that perspective to think, oh, maybe it just wasn't the right time. oh, maybe that person wasn't right for me. Or maybe that opportunity wasn't right for me. Fill in the blank. The point here is you have the complete power and control of how you construct meaning to the experience you are having. This was huge for me. And understanding that, you can choose to construct a meaning that empowers you rather than to see things in a more negative or unconstructive way, which is often these feelings of disappointment and being let down. So what do you think of understanding emotion, disappointment specifically, from a psychological and neurological perspective? How will you now handle feelings of disappointment, whether it's on yourself or by others? And remember, don't forget to watch the next video to understand the clear difference between standards and expectations.